Hi, my name is Corinne Bloom and I'm a coach and mentor. And today I want to talk to you about being human. So obviously this is a really vast, large topic and I'm only going to talk about a teensy bit of it. But I read a quote the other day from the Magdalene manuscripts, and it said, just because the celestial soul is clear doesn't mean that the human necessarily is so. And what I got from that is, even though we are spiritual beings in the human experience, it doesn't mean that we're always connected to that spiritual being in the sense that I feel like we often feel like we need to transcend being human. You know, we're trying to, as the journey of our life, to get closer and closer to that spiritual being that we are, which I think in that there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes the issue is we forget that we're human. And the whole reason why we're here and what makes being human so special, I think, or very unique, is that we feel. We have emotions, we have suffering and pain and conflict and struggle, and all of these things we grow through. Our soul really grows through these, through the conflict, through the duality, through the experience and the emotionality of all of that. So I think it's really easy in spirituality to get caught up in needing to always be positive, needing to always be zen, needing always to be that spiritual being that we all innately are. But we forget about the human aspects and the experience of being human. And so then what often happens is that we struggle when it comes to experiences of struggle. So last week I talked about difficult emotions, and I really pointed out that difficult emotions don't mean that they're bad. They're just challenging for us because it's not as easy as, say, joy or happiness, because they feel good. And whereas sadness and pain and suffering sometimes isn't very pleasant. But what I've learned for myself is that the moment I really acknowledge and I honor whatever that emotion is, so sadness, for instance, there's actually a place within the emotion where bliss can come in, where sadness can actually feel like bliss. And I've experienced this a lot in my meditation, and just hearing some other people this last week talking about that and really relating and going, yeah, that's it, But whenever we resist it, it's too painful. It becomes too hard because, again, what we resist persists. So I'm interested in really, how do we learn to be human? Yes, we are spiritual beings, but how do we learn to be human and embrace all of the emotions and feelings and experiences and really embody them? Because I think there's something about, and this is bringing in the feminine, the embodiment of it, rather than the masculine, which redirects it. The feminine embodiment allows it to shift and transform and to grow into something else. And to me, that is the power of emotion and feeling, and why it's actually really important that we honor them and we look at them, because otherwise, why would we have them? It'd just be a lot of pain for no good. So these are just some thoughts I wanted to share with you this week, and I would just welcome you to connect to the humanity that is within all of us, to know that if you have good intention and you're compassionate and kind with yourself first and foremost, and then with others, that you are on the path of your spiritual being, but in the experience and the embodiment of being human. So I'll leave that with you, and I wish you really well.